Okay, so I have two pieces that go side by side here, and I'm simply going to put them right sides together, and you can see the blunt end lines up, and this blunt end or engineered corner lines up. And if you want, you can always stick a pin right down the side there. Lower my presser foot, lower my needle, and off we go. The nice thing about, when you have these Accuquilt die shapes is when you go to run off the edge, see how you go right through that point of the engineered corner? All right, that's really nice. And then when you open it up, looks like that. Okay, and it's already set for you to go. Now, looking at this, okay, I kind of like to put it right back here. And then I'm going to pick up the two pieces that are across, which are these two. I have white, that's like the white envelope, and I'm putting it right over the other square. Okay, so what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have half and half. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put a pin right there. Put a little pin right in here. The pin really helps to stop mistakes, so I know, like, as I pick this up, if I talk, get distracted or whatever, I know which side I'm going to have to seam or, stitch, which would be this side with a pin in it. Down. All right. And voila. Okay, so I put two of the quarter squares together, and you can see I have a long flat side. And here was my first one I did. And here's my long flat side. And then, of course, we have the two seams, so that when I go to put these together, like this, they nest. And push the bottom seam down and the top seam up, which I may be lazy and do it that way, and put a pin in it. And just make sure, now you got to be careful, these edges here are all pretty stretchy. I'm wondering if I should put a pin in. I just might do that. I know I starched them, but sometimes it helps just to have one more pin in there to stabilize the whole thing. Alright, so now you can see I've got a pin here, one in the middle, and one here. Alright, so here we go. Hopefully this won't eat my fabrics. Sometimes I use a jumper scrap. Stiletto. Okay, so the stiletto helps you make sure that this seam that's, oops, sorry, you can't see. Let me bring you closer. Okay, so the stiletto is going to help you push the seam up, but you don't want to put your fingers, obviously, over here, so you can use your stiletto to kind of hold that seam down. And of course the bottom seam, okay, this pink one down here, can you see that? That one's pressed down, and that naturally will stay down, and the feed dogs will, move it along. Alright, so let's keep going. Make sure you're in here. Can you see? Alright. It's so great when you get to the end and you can go, right off. Can you see that with a little thing here? You go right off that little point. Okay, and then the moment of truth. Dun, dun, dun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so you can see on the back, I bet you we can do a little twist. So let's go ahead and try pressing this out. So let's come over here to my pressing mat. Okay. Alright, so I press this one this way, I press that seam that way, and I press this seam this way, and then I press that seam that way. And then in the middle, you get, and kind of scritch it down, you get a little four patch. I don't know if you guys can see that. Four patch. Alright. And then from the top, my first love note. Ta-da! So this is the envelope. Eventually I want to put a little heart button, kind of sew it to the top of the quilt, and then it'll be like one of those little wax seals. You know how you melt the wax and you stamp it? Well, that's kind of like what I'm hoping for.